Hello and welcome to Saturday in the Studio. I'm Helen Alice Johnson Artist, and if you've not watched before, each week I show you around my studio and give you a glimpse of some of the paintings that I've been working on based on Helen Alice Johnson Artist and Garden series, where I visit a garden each week. So last week I showed the beginnings of a painting, which you can see here in the background, which is based on the garden at Sunbury-on-Thames. It's called the Walled Garden at Sunbury-on-Thames, a beautiful garden. And I am working on this painting again this week, and I'm showing you some of the processes that I've been through. So I'll take you for a little look round. So you can see here, this painting is as I left it last week, where I've blocked out the colour and just the kind of basic block shapes. What I do next is I start to overpaint with different tonal ranges of those colours. So you can see there that there's some lighter green going in to those exploding tree sort of shapes. So again, it's still very basic. There's nothing major going on in terms of skill level with the paint at the moment. It's just building up a variety of colours within it to give it a little bit more vibrancy, and using a contrast of colours to be able to do that. I also often will use my phone, so there's a little thing that you can edit on your phone, and just to create more sort of ideas. So I looked at the circular shapes in that and added a circular shape to the actual original composition, because I wasn't happy with that bottom right hand corner. It was kind of unbalanced. And if you've watched my videos before, you will know that I use the iPad quite a lot. So take a photograph, put it onto the iPad, and then use the iPad to manipulate it. It's a free tool that I use. It's Adobe Fresco, and it just helps me to gain some sort of idea as to how I'm going to increase the vibrancy here in particular, but also experiment with composition and shape and form. So there were some areas it looked a little bit too heraldic. It looked like I'd got a kind of shield shape, which I didn't want. So I used the iPad to get rid of that. Whilst all that paint is then drying, I've started on these two again and actually finished this one, which is the Carouge, the chateau at Carouge, the garden from there. So that's now a finished piece and ready to be shipped back to England. This one's Mayenne and is still work in progress. One thing that I was keen to talk about this week was actually thinking time, and I think it's really important that you have thinking time, and certainly for me that I give myself enough thinking time. So it's not always about doing. Often you can get a little bit sort of bogged down, and I have a bit of a guilt complex and think I haven't done enough work and I should be doing more. But actually thinking time is so important. So this painting in particular, I've had it on my easel for 2 or 3 days now. I've done a little bit of work to it, but very little. And actually I'm just going to give myself that thinking time to actually stop and think and look and give myself time to work out what it is I want to do with that. It really is important, and for all your paintings, if you're an artist, it's as important as actually doing the painting. The painting isn't just about doing, it's about what the painting means. It has to have a lot more to it than just that. So that is important to me. So thanks ever so much for watching. I hope that you found that useful. I'll keep working on the large abstract painting of Sunbury-on-Thames, and I'll keep videoing it and showing you the processes as it gets closer to completion. Thanks again. Hope to see you next week, and I hope to see you tomorrow for Helen Alice Johnson Artist in a garden, which promises to be yet another treat.